I was like so excited and ecstatic, and I just hoping, it will have 10 fingers and 10 toes. and I'm looking for a girl. Already have 2 grandsons, so looking for granddaughter now. I think he's going to be a great dad, and I know she's going to be a great mom. She loves kids, and I can see he does as well. She's over the moon about it. She's so happy. She was always talking about having a child, and then she said maybe more than one. She was saying one before.
I have forgiven him. It took me a long time. I was angry for a long time. I felt like this is not my fault. This is not me doing this, and still I have to like worry and all those kinds of. I was resentful. I held a grudge. I was dark. I was angry, and it was coming out in my music. It was coming out in my clothes. It was coming out in my attitude, and I didn't like that feeling. It was heavy. It was heavy.
What'd you do to get over it?
Here they come again. Repaired my relationship with my dad.
Your dad.
I was so angry at him, and I was just angry about a lot of things from my childhood, and I couldn't separate him as a husband from him as a father. I felt like if he was a bad husband, he was a bad father.
Because you watched him do some bad things to your mom.
Yeah, I witnessed a lot as a child in my household, and
was
when
he
I
violent?
got to yes, he was, and my family broke up because of his addiction. But I remember just one day, like, thinking, why can't I come to a place where I let somebody in? Why can't I, like, love? Like, I couldn't love. Like, I would get to a place, I would get far, and I would talk to guys, and I would like them, and then the minute I start to really like them, it's like, blank. Don't even call. Don't even, nope, change. Don't even, my address, never seen them again, never talked to them again.
You would do that?
Yeah.
Because?
I would do that.
Because?
I wanted to know why. I wanted to know why, and I would think, what is my idea of what's supposed to happen? Like, and it was because I wasn't having a relationship with my father anymore. Like, so I wasn't able to connect with a man, and, past a certain point, and the minute I was able to realize, like, my father was probably one of the best fathers in the world. Like, he taught me everything. And as awful as he was to my mom, at times, it didn't compare to how great he was as a father. And I had to come to terms with that. And I was able to close that gap with him. And all kinds of emotions started happening after that. All kinds of things started making sense. I thought I hated Chris, and I realized it was love that was tarnished. It looked like hate because it was ugly, it was angry, it was inflamed, it was tainted. And I realized that what it was is I had to forgive him because I cared about him still. And the minute I let go of that, like, I started living again.
You made peace with your father.
Made peace with my father.
And then you were able to make peace with Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you realized the connection between
Yes.
what your father had done and what Chris had done.
Yes.
Yeah. Because, in all father-daughter relationships, it's the first way any girl, child, learns what it means to be loved by a man.
That's where I got the connection between the two. And then I had to go to the source. Like, why?
So the bottom line is you have moved on from that incident in 2009 where you were abused and he was arrested, even though you know that will follow probably both of you for the rest of your lives.
Yes.
And is that what you want the world to know? You have
to.
moved on.
Yeah, I mean, I have to move on. And,
The father of Rihanna, the popular artist, according to reports, they are saying that he has died. Ronald Fenty, the father of Rihanna, according to TMZ, the first news platform to actually break the story, said that they had direct knowledge, and they told them that Ronald died in Los Angeles after battling an illness. Rihanna and Ronald had a rocky relationship throughout the years, and the two were estranged for a long period of time before eventually reconciling back in February 2023. Ronald told TMZ in an interview that he was over the moon about his daughter and ASAP Rocky, expecting another child together, and was eager to be part of the baby's family. In the interview we've just heard, Rihanna was talking about his father, the relationship he had with Monica, the wife, as they were growing up. It wasn't so good. That's why he always resented men. He always felt never loved, even when he was with Chris Brown. So it said that it really had a very huge trauma on him. But of course, there was also a case when Rihanna took the father to courts of law, but later withdrew the case. And of course, they reconciled later. Ronald shared 3 children with his ex-wife Monica Braithwaite, and Rihanna was also part of the kids. There was Rajad and Rorrey. We are sending our deepest condolences to the family, friends, the fans of Rihanna, and of course, everyone who knew and loved Ronald Fenty. RIP to the legend.